Hey guys, welcome back to another scripting tutorial video. In this one I'm going to show you how to make an artillery strike that's got particles and sounds and damage, and it just looks amazing. Pretty much what I did to set this up before I tell you the script is this black block right here is actually a script block with the artillery script in it. Then underneath it we have two sound blocks. One has the high alert sound. I set it to a distance of 60 because it kind of gives it a large enough radius to where players will know there's an artillery strike near them and to get out of the way. No loop and maximum volume. The time is always because you want it to be, whether it's day or night, it doesn't matter, and you want it to require power because we're going to turn it on with a script. And then the second one underneath it, that is going to be the thunder sound with the exact same settings all the way down. And it's important that you have the script block and then the high alert and then the thunder, because otherwise the script will run it wrong. And it doesn't matter where you put it as long as you've got those three blocks in the right order. As you can see, I've got 5 different settings where it can go. Next, I'll run the script so you can kind of see what it'll look like. But I need a button to run it because I'm running it with a manual script, so I have to push the button here. But pretty much it shoots out a high alert sound. And then it activates a rumble so the world starts shaking. And I'm going to take a step back, but after the high alert goes, it spawns a zone and it spawns particles with the thunder sound. The zone instantly kills anybody inside of it. And then it does a second airstrike, which this zone, it sometimes doesn't spawn because the first one deletes it. So that's a little buggy. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, but you still get the first artillery strike going at the first time, which it's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. I have 3 scripts, but this one is just for the random. You only need the artillery and the damage. So the artillery script, this is the first chunk. This is for the air raid siren part. What it does is it sets power relative 0, -1, 0, so it turns on the first sound block right underneath the script block. The relative, it's wherever the script was ran, but 1 underneath it. That's why it's important to have the script block, the siren sound, and then the thunder sound. Next, you wait 2.5 seconds, then you spawn the cave-in. You do this early because it takes a while for the shaking to start getting up, so about by the time that it gets down to the artillery strike, it's already shaking pretty good. Then you wait 5 seconds, set power to the sound block off. You want this to be the siren. You're turning it off now. Wait 5 seconds for the missile to actually hit. Once it starts hitting, you're going to turn on the second block, the thunder, because that's the only sound we have that kind of sounds like a missile hitting. Then you're going to spawn a particle emitter, relative 0, 1, 0, to spawn it just above the script block. This is going to be the red particles, or like the brown particles that turn to red, or not red, black, because these are the ones that when the missile hits, it shoots up dirt. And then you're going to have it set for the 1 in the next bracket, 0.01 in the next one, 1 in the next one, and then velocity is 10, size is 0.5 all the way through except for the end size, which is 0.2. Then the color is going to be 50, 00, and 200 because that gives it a slightly reddish brown color. Then you've got the 0.5, I think that's gravity. It makes it so the blocks, or the particles, shoot up and then kind of come back down a little bit. Then the rotation is 6.28. The next bracket is 4, 5, and 4 for the velocity variation. Then the end color is 0 all the way across because it turns black and it fades out. Then you have 2, 1, and 2, which is like a velocity variation. It randomly adds 2 or takes off 2 or any combination from 2 to -2. Then you've got 0, 0, 0 because you don't want to change where it actually spawns. You want to keep that spawning right above the script block. Then you spawn a zone for the artillery. You're going to name it artillery, call it a temp zone so it can be deleted easily and not interfere with your other zones. You're going to set the coordinates around there. I set mine about 16, 16 for the width and the length, just to give it enough area to where you can get hit but you can also avoid it. Then edit off, PvP on, of course, if you're using this for a PvP map. The fly and everything else, you would just adjust that to how you want it. I just kept mine as default, everything off, and the gravity and speed normal. Then I wait 1,000. Then for the debris, I get rid of the zone. I let the zone stay there for 1,000, that way it gives it a chance for like debris to possibly kill them if it was being a little bit more realistic. Because it's not like the missile hits and then it's gone instantly. You still got to deal with the whole explosion. Then I spawn more particles, and these ones are different. These ones are actually black, so you wouldn't have the 50 red in the start color. But if you want my exact particles, you can see both of them right there. This one is the same thing as this one, except for it's a little bit bigger. It's double, 5 times the size, because these are 0.1, these are little tiny dust clouds, and then these ones are bigger. Then we wait 4.5 seconds. Then we turn the thunder sound off, because by that time it'll sound like a missile is hit. Then we just copy the first artillery and put it down here for the second artillery hit. And I had to put the weight up a little bit higher because the sound was a little bit delayed. So, because the block didn't finish its clip. So I put the weight first, and then I put the zone and the particle, that way it synced up a little bit. And then this next part, it's the same as up above. It's another debris. And that's how to do that part. Then you go to the damage part. All it is a health minus 999. You could do it a lower number, but I just do it that high because that's a for sure kill. And then the turn on, all it is it waits a minute, and then after a minute it'll randomly pick one of the 5 spots, which is random 1 out of 5, then turn power of the script block on one of the 5 places, and then if that's wrong it does 1 out of 5 again, then it picks another spot, which the space should actually be there, but it goes through, and then the last one is always, actually I don't even need the is random there. What it does is if all 4 of those above this are wrong, then it will set power on the 5th one, and then it will end, and then it will loop, which will start again right at the 60 minutes. So that is how to make an artillery strike. It's perfect for any PvP maps, any war maps. It's just a really great script to have.